What's up, people? Welcome back to another object-oriented programming. Today we are going to learn about static properties and methods. Let's start by an example. Let's say we want to create a small username and password validation and try to get the password length, like the minimum of the password length and all that, right? And how static method works with this. So let's start with a class name. So we have class. We want to use class person, open curly brackets, close curly brackets. And then we want to get a property. So public static. And we want to get a password length, which we want to say the minimum will be, let's say, 6 or 8. 8, the usual. See how you guys noticed that we have put static in our property. So that. And then we need to put our static method. So we put public static function and we want to validate our password, right? We got validate password and we want to pass over a password. So next we are gonna use a string length, which we want to get the length of a string. So we want to use a if statement. A string length is the length of a string, and inside that we want to pass over a password, right? And then we want to say string length password is greater or equal to self and the 2 colons, and then $sign pass length, and then you open your curly brackets, close your curly brackets. So over here we are using a string length that is greater than or equal to pass length. We are using a scope resolution operator. I did a tutorial on my PHP 7 series about scope resolution operator. I think it's my operators video tutorial. I will put a link down in the description so you guys can see it. So when we got this, the static method, okay. And then I have one small thing to show you guys to check if that property is static or that you don't need to be static, right? So in case, let's say we have public and then we want to get the username, right, of that user. See, public username. So why we didn't put static over here is because static will be just stays the same, you know, because the username, for in case when people sign up for a username, password and stuff, right, for that website, assume that they gotta put like a different kind of username, right? They're not gonna put the same type of username. Like, let's say if we put public static username equals 7, then the limit of that typical username will be 7, right? So we just put public username so people can put whatever they want as their username, how many characters or and stuff. And it just shows an example. But with this, see, we want public static for our password length. We want the password length or our password to be the same, which we want to be starting from 8 characters, from 8. So we just put static as our password length. But for our username, we just want how many characters they want in this example. So when we got over here in our static method, and inside our if statement, we want to return it to be true, and then we want to else it, and we want to return it false. Next, come all the way down. We want to set a variable and to create our password, right? So we want to use password as we have over here. We just pass over password. So I'm just gonna set a variable which is password, and then we want to create a password to say pass W. Pass W will be our password. So, okay. Next, we want to get, and then we want to use password. We want to call a variable password equals pass W. We want to create a password which is password, and we want to create our password as pass W. So next we want to use a if statement, and we want to call our class name, which we have person. We want to use the scope resolution operator, and we want to call validate password, which we have as password. And then over here we want to echo it, and we want to say the password is valid. And then we want to use else. We want to echo it again. We want to say the password is not valid. So, okay, calling out our class and using the scope resolution operator, and then calling out our function or method. Okay, now let's Control S, Command S to save. Go to our browser and reload. It says the password is not valid, right? Because it says password pass W is not valid. Because we need 8 characters that we said. So we want to say password though. And then let's reload again. And there you go. The password is valid now. So I hope this made you understand static methods and properties. If you guys have any questions about this, just leave a comment below and I will answer you guys shortly. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on to the next video.